Hi, this is Ask Brock. I'm Brock Yorty. This week's question comes from Ian. Brock, I'm having issues with my Bentonite polymer plugging up my grouter and my trimmy, and it's just getting worse. What can I do? Been there. I've plugged some trimmy in my time. I've had to clean out grouters. I think the only thing worse is when we have to do both. It's fall, so I would hope that water temperature isn't something that's affecting you, but if you're in the southeast or the western United States, it could be. So I would look at water quantity, quality, and temperature first and think about those type of things. Above 72 degrees, bentonite, sodium bentonite gets really warm and fuzzy and can hydrate faster. Making sure our pH is correct. A lot of people go, we want hard water because, our bentonite will slowly yield out. But that liquid polymer or that, beaded polymer we're putting in there to inhibit likes about a 9.5 pH. So we need to have that pH adjusted correctly. And then quantity, not enough water or too much water is going to screw up our flowability. And I hope you're trying to pump a 20% solids bentonite. So, we're looking at that 24 gallons of water. Next, I move to pump. What do I got for a grouter? Am I running a buoy? Am I running a dual action piston grouter? We're definitely not running a moino. That screw will crush that bentonite and will cause, more surface area, flash hydration, and then we start getting things plugged up. So throw out that cement grout pump. A moino is not going to work. Progressive cavity stuff isn't fantastic either. So buoy and dual action piston grouter. But before we get into the grout pump itself, what is the RPMs I'm running that paddle mixer, and how many batches at a time am I trying to run? Those are the things I think about. So, we can't be over 40 RPMs. Again, we get that shearing action, and then we have more surface area, and then our PHPA polymer isn't able to inhibit. So when I get past that, if it's a buoy, do I have steel or rubber gears? Did I just replace them? Is that what's doing the crushing? And what am I using for trimmy? Is it 1.25 inch? Is it 1 inch? Is it on a roll or is it stick? Those are all things that can affect this. I'm a huge proponent for 1.25 inch trimmy. 1 inch is fine, but 1.25 inch life is so much better. And you can see that on the pressures when I go to running a dual action piston grouter. When I'm running a dual action piston grouter, there's a possibility that we didn't get all those bentonite granulars inhibited right, and they're starting to allow a ball to stick open or stick shut, and we're short stroking, we're driving water out of our grout mix, slowing down our flowability and increasing our odds of starting to hydrate out. So I always run a batch of my PHPA and water through everything before I go. I try to have the system set up and I run 20 gallons or 25 gallons through my trimmy and my pumps and everything to just make sure everything's open and free. And then we get into what's going on with the PHPA polymer. Is it a liquid? Is it a granular? Is it a beaded? Do you have enough in? Is the shelf life bad on it? Those are all things that can happen. And we need to make sure that we like the quality and quantity of PHPA we're running. So those are things that we look into. And then if I'm still having these issues, every one of the sodium bentonite manufacturers out there making a grout stand behind their product. They do a great job standing behind their product. And the best thing we can do is call them, talk to their technical expert, and have that moment of what's going on, get somebody out there. Sodium bentonite is really old, millions of years old, but we mine it. There's some other stuff that gets in there. It sets, it dries, and it goes through a, processing. And sometimes in trucking and everything, we can have granular get into a powdered phase. So, we need to be telling our people as we're mixing grouts, man, if you start seeing a bunch of, powder and fines, no different than if I was going to dump bentonite chips or trimmy bentonite chips, I want to make sure that I'm removing those fines, because that powder has a lot of surface area and it gets sticky and then it sticks more together. So those are the big things that I think about when I'm having issues with grouting. And then I start making phone calls and I look at what has changed. And water temperature has gotten us. Old PHPA polymers that are beyond their shelf life or got frozen, those things can get us. And it's just eliminating those situations and knowing where to look next, and then reaching out to the technical experts of the products you're using and finding out if everything is still, quality. Good luck. I know it's awful unplugging Trimmy in a grouter, but it happens to the best of us. Thanks, man.